Surrounding yourself with people who have a broke mindset can limit your growth, drain your motivation, and keep you stuck in a cycle of mediocrity. Their negative beliefs about money, success, and opportunities can influence your mindset, making you doubt your own potential. They focus on scarcity instead of abundance, excuses instead of solutions, and comfort instead of progress. If you want to elevate your life, surround yourself with those who challenge you to think bigger, take action, and strive for more. Let's be honest. Money is one of the biggest stress points in life. Most people wake up every day thinking about how to make ends meet, how to pay bills, and how to survive until the next paycheck. If that sounds familiar, you're not alone. But here's the hard truth. The reason many people stay broke isn't just because of the economy, their salary, or bad luck. It's their mindset. I know. You might be thinking, what does mindset have to do with money? I work hard, I try my best, and I still struggle. My mindset has nothing to do with it. But what if I told you that the way you think about money, success, and opportunities is either keeping you stuck or pushing you forward? Think about this. Have you ever met someone who always complains about how life is unfair? They talk about how the rich just got lucky, how the system is against them, and how people like them can never be successful. They believe money is scarce, opportunities are few, and success is only for special people. Now compare that to someone who started with nothing but somehow figured out a way to rise above their circumstances. They didn't wait for the perfect moment, they didn't make excuses, and they didn't blame anyone. They just found a way. What's the difference? Mindset. This video isn't just about making money. It's about rewiring the way you think about wealth, opportunity, and success. It's about breaking free from the mental habits that keep people trapped in financial struggle. Because the truth is, your financial future is in your hands, not in the hands of the government, not in the hands of your employer, not in the hands of fate. So if you're tired of struggling, tired of watching others succeed while you feel stuck, and tired of waiting for things to change, this is for you. But let me be clear, this isn't just another motivational talk. This is a wake-up call, a challenge, a practical guide to shifting from a scarcity mindset to an abundance mindset. Because that shift will change everything. By the time you finish listening till the end, you'll understand why wealthy people think differently from broke people, and you'll have the tools to start making real financial moves. So are you ready to stop surviving and start thriving? Are you ready to stop making excuses and start making changes? If yes, then let's get down to it. Chapter 1. Shift from a scarcity mindset to an abundance mindset. Have you ever noticed how some people always talk about how difficult life is, how money is hard to get, and how the rich just got lucky? They say things like, people like us can never be rich, or making money is for special people, not for someone like me. This kind of thinking is called a scarcity mindset, and it's one of the biggest reasons why many people stay broke. A scarcity mindset makes you believe that resources, especially money, are limited and that there's not enough to go around. It makes you think that success is something only a few people can achieve, and that if someone else wins, you automatically lose. This thinking leads to fear, jealousy, and a lack of motivation to even try. When you have a scarcity mindset, you only see obstacles instead of opportunities. Now let's compare that to an abundance mindset. People who have an abundance mindset believe that wealth is created, not just distributed. They understand that there is no limit to money, success, or opportunities. The difference between a scarcity mindset and an abundance mindset is like the difference between a person who sees a dry, empty land and one who sees a future farm with crops growing. The first person sees nothing but difficulty. The second person sees possibility. Let's put it this way. Imagine you and your friend both live in the same city with the same struggles, the same opportunities, and the same resources. One of you complains every day about how life is unfair, how things are too expensive, and how there are no good jobs. The other one decides to look for solutions, starts learning new skills, and eventually finds ways to make extra money. After 5 years, the one with the scarcity mindset is still struggling, but the one with the abundance mindset has multiple streams of income. The only difference? Mindset. A scarcity mindset makes people fear taking risks, fear failure, and fear losing what they have. They hold on too tightly to what they have, which prevents them from growing. They hesitate to invest in themselves, whether it's in education, business, or personal development, because they are afraid of losing money. Instead of taking action, they waste time complaining, blaming the government, or waiting for a perfect opportunity that never comes. An abundance mindset, on the other hand, encourages growth, action, and innovation. It makes people believe that success is not just for a few people. It's for anyone willing to work smart and take the right steps. Instead of focusing on what they don't have, they focus on what they can create. They look at problems and see opportunities. A perfect example of this is Aliko Dangote, one of the richest men in Africa. He didn't inherit billions. He built his empire from the ground up. He didn't sit around complaining that success was only for foreigners or lucky people. He saw opportunities in trading, manufacturing, and distribution, and he took action. Today, he is worth billions. The difference between him and many others? Mindset. So how do you move from a scarcity mindset to an abundance mindset? Here are some practical steps. 1. Change your language. Stop saying, money is hard to get, or I can't afford this. Instead, say, how can I afford this? Or what opportunities can I create? The way you speak affects the way you think. 2. Focus on growth, not lack. Instead of always thinking about what you don't have, think about how you can grow. Ask yourself, what skills can I learn? What can I invest in? What habits can I change to improve my financial situation? 3. Surround yourself with positive thinkers. If you are always around people who complain and blame everything on bad luck, you will start thinking like them. Spend more time with people who talk about ideas, business, and personal growth. 4. Learn to see opportunities. Every problem is an opportunity. If people around you are complaining about expensive food, slow internet, or poor services, that means there's a gap in the market. Someone will step in and make money fixing that problem. Why not you? 5. Take calculated risks. People with a scarcity mindset are afraid of risks, so they stay stuck in the same place. However, every wealthy person has taken calculated risks. This doesn't mean you should be reckless, but without risk, there is no reward. 6. Invest in yourself. Your mind is your greatest asset. Read books, take online courses, and learn high-income skills like sales, investing, or business strategy. The more knowledge and skills you have, the more valuable you become. 7. Practice gratitude. It may sound simple, but gratitude changes your mindset. Instead of focusing on what you lack, appreciate what you have. When you focus on abundance, you start seeing more opportunities. 8. Stop comparing yourself to others. Many people remain broke because they waste time worrying about what others have. Instead of feeling bad that someone else is successful, study them and learn how they did it. 9. Develop a creator's mindset. Instead of always thinking about how to get money from others, think about how to create value. Money follows value. The more problems you solve, the more money you will make. 10. Take action. Now, a scarcity mindset makes people wait for the perfect time to start. The truth is, there is never a perfect time. The difference between broke people and successful people is simple. Action. Even if you're not fully ready, start now, learn along the way, and adjust as you grow. At the end of the day, your mindset is either keeping you broke or leading you to financial success. The good news is that you can change it. If you believe money is scarce, you will always struggle. But if you believe that wealth is created and that there are unlimited opportunities, you will start seeing them everywhere. Make the shift today. Think bigger. Take action. Your future depends on it. Chapter 2. Stop blaming and start taking responsibility. One of the biggest reasons people stay broke is because they refuse to take responsibility for their lives. It's always someone else's fault. They blame the government, their parents, the economy, their boss, their village people, anyone but themselves. While it's true that life isn't always fair and some people face tougher challenges than others, blaming never changes anything. It only keeps you stuck. Think about it. Have you ever met someone who always has an excuse for why they aren't successful? They say things like, if only I had rich parents, or if only the economy was better, or if only my boss wasn't so wicked. But here's the truth. There will always be obstacles. Life will never be perfect. The people who succeed are not the ones who wait for things to be easy. They are the ones who take responsibility for their actions, decisions, and future. Taking responsibility doesn't mean ignoring the challenges you face. It simply means accepting that you have the power to change your situation. And that's the first step toward real success. Think about two different people in the same bad situation. One spends all day complaining about how life is unfair. The other accepts the reality but immediately starts thinking of ways to make things better. Who do you think will succeed? The one who takes action. That's how life works. Let's be real. Some people have a harder starting point than others. If you were born into poverty, if your parents didn't teach you about money, or if you live in a country where opportunities are limited, it's okay to acknowledge that. But after acknowledging it, what next? Do you sit and complain, or do you start looking for ways to break out of the cycle? Because the truth is, there are people who came from worse situations and still made it. If they could do it, so can you. Look at someone like Oprah Winfrey. She was born into poverty, faced abuse, and had every reason to give up. But instead of blaming her circumstances, she decided to work hard, improve herself, and take control of her future. Today, she's one of the most successful women in the world. Imagine if she had spent her time blaming life for being unfair instead of taking action. The same goes for people like Elon Musk. He could have stayed in South Africa complaining that opportunities were limited, but he chose to move, learn, and create his own opportunities. Every wealthy and successful person you admire has one thing in common. They take responsibility for their lives. So how do you start taking responsibility? First, stop making excuses. Whenever you catch yourself saying things like, I can't succeed because, stop and replace it with, how can I succeed despite this challenge? Excuses keep you broke. Solutions make you rich. Second, start taking action immediately, no matter how small. If you need more money, what can you do today to earn a little extra? If you don't have skills, what free resources can you use to learn? If you're in debt, what steps can you take to start paying it off? The key is to focus on what you can control. Another important thing is to stop waiting for someone else to come and save you. Many people sit around hoping that a rich uncle, a new government policy, or a miracle will change their lives. While it's nice to get help, depending on luck is not a strategy. If help comes, great. But don't build your life around waiting for it. Build your life around your own decisions and actions. It's also important to start seeing failure differently. Many people refuse to take responsibility because they are afraid of making mistakes. They would rather blame the system than try something new and fail. But here's the truth. Failure is part of the journey. Every successful person you see today has failed multiple times. The difference is they learned from their failures and kept going. Jeff Bezos, the founder of Amazon, started multiple businesses that failed before he built Amazon. Walt Disney was fired from his job for lack of creativity before he built his empire. These people didn't sit around blaming their past. They used their failures as fuel to improve. That's the difference between those who stay broke and those who become wealthy. And let's talk about mindset. Many people stay broke because they have programmed themselves to believe they are powerless. They tell themselves stories like, people like me can't be rich, or the system is against us. The more you repeat these thoughts, the more you believe them, and the less you take action. But the moment you change your mindset and start telling yourself, I am responsible for my future, you begin to see opportunities where others see limitations. Taking responsibility also means owning your financial decisions. If you are in debt, instead of blaming banks or bad friends, acknowledge that you made those financial choices. Then start taking steps to fix it. If you're living paycheck to paycheck, instead of blaming the economy, look at your spending habits. Are you buying unnecessary things? Are you investing in yourself? The moment you accept that your financial situation is in your hands, you start making smarter decisions. At the end of the day, taking responsibility is the difference between staying broke and building wealth. Life will never be perfect. There will always be challenges, But if you sit around waiting for things to change on their own, you'll be in the same place 5 years from now. If you take responsibility today, 5 years from now, you could be in a completely different and better situation. The choice is yours. You can keep blaming and stay stuck, or you can take responsibility and start building the life you want. No one is coming to save you. You are responsible for your own success. Chapter 3. Focus on growth, not just survival. A lot of people wake up every morning with only one goal: to survive the day. They go to work, struggle through traffic, pay bills, and then repeat the cycle all over again. There's no bigger plan, no long-term vision, no effort to improve, just survival. And that's exactly why they remain stuck. When your mind is only focused on survival, you don't think about the future. You're just trying to make it to the next paycheck, the next meal, the next rent payment. And while there's nothing wrong with handling immediate needs, the problem is that if you only think about survival, you will never grow. Growth requires long-term thinking. It requires looking beyond the next bill and asking, what can I do today that will put me in a better position 5 years from now? This is what separates successful people from those who struggle forever. Look at people who build real wealth. They don't just work for today's income. They build skills, assets, and investments that will pay them long after they stop working. They understand that survival is temporary, but growth is what brings real financial freedom. Think about this. Two people earn the same salary. The first one spends everything on immediate needs: food, rent, entertainment, without thinking about the future. The second one, even though they also have expenses, puts aside money every month for personal growth. They take online courses, learn new skills, read books, and build something on the side. Fast forward 5 years, one person is still stuck in the same place, while the other has increased their income, started a side business, or even changed careers for something better. The difference: one focused on survival, the other on growth. So how do you shift from a survival mindset to a growth mindset? First, you have to stop being comfortable with just making it. Many people get so used to struggling that they stop trying to improve. They say things like, at least I'm managing, or as long as I can pay my bills, I'm okay. But is that really okay? Is that the life you want to live forever? If you're not careful, 5 years will pass and you'll still be struggling with the same problems. Growth only happens when you decide that managing is not enough. Another key thing is investing in yourself. When money is tight, most people immediately cut spending on things that could help them grow. They won't think twice about buying expensive food or clothes, but when it comes to paying for a course, learning a new skill, or buying a book, they say, I don't have money for that. This is a broke mindset. Wealthy people understand that learning is an investment, not an expense. Every new skill you learn, every book you read, every mentorship you get is increasing your value. And when you become more valuable, people pay you more. You also need to start thinking beyond just one source of income. Most people rely on a single job to survive. But what happens if that job disappears? If you're always one paycheck away from disaster, you're not growing. You're just surviving. The goal should be to create multiple streams of income. Maybe that means starting a small business on the side, learning a high-income skill, or investing in something that brings returns. The key is to stop depending on only one source and start expanding your options. Another dangerous trap of a survival mindset is fear of risk. Many people refuse to try anything new because they are afraid of failure. They'd rather stick to their routine, even if it's keeping them broke. But the truth is, growth requires taking calculated risks. No successful person ever made it by playing safe all the time. Whether it's starting a business, switching careers, or making an investment, you have to be willing to take chances. But here's the good news: growth is a choice. You don't have to stay stuck in survival mode forever. You can decide today that you want more. You can start taking small steps toward learning new skills, creating new opportunities, and making smarter financial decisions. Instead of just working for money, start thinking about how you can make money work for you. Instead of spending everything you earn, start setting some aside for your future. Instead of being afraid of failure, start seeing it as part of the learning process. Life is too short to just survive. You were meant to grow, expand, and achieve more than just paying bills and getting by. The difference between those who stay broke and those who build wealth is simple. One group focuses only on today, while the other builds for the future. Which group will you choose to be in? Chapter 4. Replace consumer mentality with investor mentality. One of the biggest reasons people stay broke is because they think like consumers instead of investors. They work hard for money, but the moment they get paid, they start spending on things that do nothing to improve their future. The latest phone, expensive clothes, outings every weekend, fast food every day. Before they even realize it, their money is gone. Then they wait for the next paycheck and repeat the cycle. The problem with a consumer mentality is that it keeps you stuck. You're constantly spending on things that only take money away from you, rather than putting money into things that will bring money back to you. This is why many people remain broke no matter how much they earn. Even if they get a salary increase or a better job, their spending increases just as fast. They upgrade their lifestyle instead of building their wealth. An investor mentality, on the other hand, is completely different. Investors don't just think about what they can buy today, they think about what they can build for the future. They understand that money should be used to create more money. Instead of spending recklessly, they focus on buying things that will increase their financial value over time. Look at the people around you. Many are working just to spend. The moment their paycheck arrives, they're buying the latest gadgets, upgrading their car, or going on expensive vacations, all to look rich instead of actually being rich. But have you ever noticed that the truly wealthy people don't rush to spend? They live below their means, invest heavily, and make financial decisions that secure their future. Think about this. Two people earn the same salary. The first person spends everything on material things, designer clothes, parties, and unnecessary luxuries. The second person, instead of spending impulsively, invests in things that will bring long-term returns. They buy stocks, start a side business, save up for real estate, or take courses to increase their skills. Fast forward 5 years, one is still struggling financially, while the other has built wealth. The difference is not how much they earned, but how they use their money. The truth is, wealth is not about how much money you make. It's about how much you keep and how much you grow. If you don't learn to invest, you will always be working for money instead of making money work for you. So what does it really mean to have an investor mentality? It means changing the way you see money. Instead of seeing it as something to spend, you see it as a tool for building wealth. Every naira, dollar, or pound that comes into your hands is an opportunity. Will you waste it on things that won't matter in a few months? Or will you put it somewhere that will increase in value? One of the best ways to shift from a consumer mentality to an investor mentality is to start asking yourself a simple question before making any purchase. Is this an asset or a liability? Assets bring money back to you over time. Liabilities take money away from you. If you spend most of your money on liabilities, don't be surprised when you're always broke. It's not just about traditional investments like stocks or real estate. Investing in yourself is just as important. Instead of spending on things that only impress others, spend on things that improve you. Take that course. Buy books that teach you financial intelligence. Learn a skill that can increase your earning potential. The more valuable you become, the more opportunities you will attract. Another major shift in mindset is understanding that delayed gratification leads to long-term success. Most broke-minded people want everything now. They want to enjoy life today, even if it means struggling tomorrow. But successful people know how to sacrifice short-term pleasure for long-term rewards. They understand that waiting, saving, and investing today means they can enjoy financial freedom in the future. This doesn't mean you should never enjoy your money. Of course, you should treat yourself sometimes. The key is balance. Before you spend, ask yourself, is this taking me closer to financial freedom, or is it keeping me stuck? If all your money is going toward things that only satisfy you in the moment, but leave you broke afterward, you need to make a change. At the end of the day, the choice is simple. You can either be the person who spends money and stays broke, or you can be the person who uses money wisely and builds wealth. What kind of person do you want to be? Chapter 5. Surround yourself with winners, not complainers. Have you ever noticed that some people love to complain? No matter what happens, they always find a way to blame someone else for their problems. The government, their boss, their family, the economy, everyone but themselves. They sit around, talk about how hard life is, how rich people are just lucky, and how the system is against them. And the worst part? They do nothing to change their situation. Now take a moment and think about the people you spend the most time with. Are they people who encourage you to grow, push you towards success, and talk about new ideas? Or are they people who constantly talk about how bad things are, how impossible it is to succeed, and how life is just unfair? The truth is, your environment shapes your mindset. If you spend most of your time with people who complain and make excuses, you will start thinking like them. But if you surround yourself with winners, your mindset will shift and you'll start seeing opportunities instead of obstacles. Successful people don't waste time complaining. They focus on solutions. They talk about strategies, ideas, investments, and ways to improve. They don't sit around gossiping or blaming others. They take action. That's why they keep growing. If you want to succeed, you have to surround yourself with people who inspire you, challenge you, and push you to be better. Look at the people you admire: entrepreneurs, business leaders, innovators. Do you think they spend their time with people who constantly whine about life? Number, they surround themselves with ambitious, driven, and motivated individuals because they know that your circle influences your success. It's not about cutting people off completely, but you have to be intentional about who has access to your mind. If every conversation with a certain group of friends leaves you feeling drained, negative, or hopeless, maybe it's time to spend less time with them. Instead, find people who talk about business, financial growth, new ideas, and personal development. These are the kinds of conversations that will elevate you. If you don't have successful people around you yet, start by following and studying them. Read books by people who have achieved what you want. Watch interviews. Listen to podcasts. The more you expose yourself to success-driven individuals, the more your mindset shifts toward winning. It's also important to remember that winners don't just talk about success, they take action. Being around successful people isn't just about listening to them. It's about learning and applying what you learn. If you're always in rooms where people are discussing how to grow financially, you'll start picking up on strategies that can help you as well. Some people will say, but I can't control my family or coworkers, and they're always negative. That's true. You can't always control who you work with or who is in your family. But you can control how much time and energy you give to those conversations. You don't have to participate in gossip or negativity. You don't have to sit around listening to people complain all day. Instead, use that time to work on your goals, learn something new, or connect with people who inspire you. There's a saying that goes, if you're the smartest person in the room, you're in the wrong room. If you're always the most knowledgeable or the most motivated person in your circle, it's time to expand your network. Find people who are ahead of you, people who are doing what you want to do, and learn from them. At the end of the day, success is a choice, and part of that choice is deciding who you allow to influence your thinking. If you surround yourself with people who have a loser's mentality, it will hold you back. But if you surround yourself with winners, your mindset, habits, and financial future will change for the better. The question is, who are you spending your time with? In conclusion, your future is in your hands. Everything you've heard so far boils down to one simple truth. Your financial future is entirely in your hands. Nobody is coming to save you. No government policy, rich relative, or miracle will suddenly change your life overnight. If you want to escape financial struggle, you have to take responsibility, change your mindset, and put in the work. Many people spend their lives waiting for luck. They hope for a lottery win, a random breakthrough, or some magical opportunity that will fix everything. But the reality is, success is built, not wished for. The people who achieve financial freedom don't sit around hoping. They take massive action, make smart decisions, and keep going even when things get tough. It all starts with mindset. A broke mindset keeps people in a cycle of struggle. It makes them focus on survival instead of growth. It makes them fear risk instead of embracing opportunity. It makes them chase validation instead of real wealth. If you want to change your life, you must first change how you think about money, success, and opportunities. But mindset alone is not enough. You can't just think your way to wealth, you have to act. That means developing financial discipline, learning high-income skills, surrounding yourself with winners, and making bold moves toward your goals. Success doesn't come to those who sit and wait. It comes to those who take control, stay consistent, and refuse to give up. There will be challenges along the way. There will be setbacks, failures, and moments when you feel like giving up. That's normal. Every successful person has faced obstacles. The difference between those who stay broke and those who break through is simple. Winners don't quit. They adapt, learn, and keep pushing forward no matter what. If you take nothing else from this, remember this one thing. Your choices today will determine your future. 5 years from now, you will either be in the same place, still struggling, or you will be in a much better position because of the actions you took now. The difference is what you decide to do starting today. So ask yourself, are you ready to stop making excuses and start building real success? Are you ready to stop chasing temporary validation and focus on long-term wealth? Are you ready to stop waiting and start doing? Because the truth is, the only thing standing between you and the life you want is the action you're willing to take. Your future is waiting. The only question is, will you step up and claim it? If this video has inspired you, please hit the like button on your screen. Also share your thoughts and reactions with me on the comment section. When I see your comment, I will give it a heart. Thank you for watching. See you in the next video.